very warm welcome to you to Retired People's Club on Tuesday, the 2nd of October 2018. It's just about, well, it's just gone 11:30 because I'm never quite on time, am I? But we're, oh, I've just spotted a dirty mark on my wall. How disgusting. Anyway, one of the things about doing live video is that you hit all sorts of unexpected snags and it gets quite interesting. So there you go. Anyway, warm welcome to you. We're here today to talk briefly about a few things to clarify, to get a few stories started going, because over the next week or so we're going to start running some little stories that I hope will interest you and that I hope will do, well, maybe have a little bit of an impact on the world. Not much, I don't expect for one moment, but there you go, we'll see what happens. Okay, so first thing to say is what we're doing with Retired People's Club. Really, Retired People's Club is aimed at giving the unvoiced a voice. The unvoiced in this instance being a very large population of older people who tend to be, as I think we've said before, pretty invisible to the rest of the world. Not a good thing. The fact of the matter is that when you have a population of older people as large as ours, we do have a considerable amount of, well, power, I suppose is the word. Influence is probably a better word. So we know that when politicians are aiming to win elections, they tend to target people in our age group, especially if they think they've got a story to tell that we'll fall for. I can't say I don't think I can say anything other than that, because the reality is that they do want us to fall for their stories. I do like a cup of coffee in the morning. And what I'm trying to get to is maybe to do more stories about people in our age group who have problems, who have found ways around problems, who do stuff that interests them, and hopefully stuff that interests you. And the more stuff we get, the more we can share, and the more of these kind of video clips we can do, and the more sophisticated we can make them. We're gradually working our way through now through some quite serious sort of technical updates that's going to see our channel improving somewhat as time goes by. I've just got to press a button. There we go. There we go. And really, I think that's the aim. The aim is to have a channel that older people can pick up on, have a chat with, have a look at, tell their story on, and really kind of get somewhere from it, I hope. That would be the plan. Okay. Last time I came on with one of these, we were asking you for your ideas about what we could maybe talk about, and some stories that I'd like to cover quite soon. One of the things that came up recently in one of those chats where I was online with people watching like this, hopefully, I don't know whether anybody's watching. Is anybody watching out there? Don't know, probably not. Oh, we've got one live viewer. Good morning to you, whoever you are. Hope you're enjoying your morning. I want to do a story about retired or care home closures, especially those closures that take place at very short notice. I've noticed in the press there have been several stories. There have been a couple of stories locally where we live about retirement homes and care homes closing down kind of out of the blue. I think retirement and care homes have quite a tough business time. It's Mike Brooks. Good morning, Mike. And I think care homes do have a tough time financially, and therefore they close down. I don't know what the story is, but I would like to get the story about that from people who have had the experience, whether you're a resident at a care home or a retirement home, whether you're family members, whether you have friends who've been through this experience of having a care home closed more or less under your feet. It seems to be incredibly disruptive, especially for people in our generation who have, got a reasonable little way of life and have got themselves some interest and got stuff going as they like it. And suddenly out of the blue, their home vanishes, and it must be enormously painful, enormously disruptive. So if you, your friends or your family have had experience in this kind of area, I'd really like to hear from you. Please do get in touch. So there you go with that one. Oh my goodness, my telephone is ringing. well, it's going to have to get stuffed, I think. I'm going to see who it is. I hope you don't mind, but they're getting, no, goodness knows who it is. I don't know. So there we go. So that's that one. Hopefully they'll leave a message. Okay, the next one I want to talk to you is the next thing I want to talk about is scams. A lot of scams, and I'm talking about both email scams and phone scams, tend to attack older people. Is it because we're seen as an easy target? Yeah, I think so. Is it because we're seen as possibly not quite on the ball? Yeah, I think that as well. So hopefully, I would like to hear from some people who have had experience of being the target of scams and who have maybe been taken in by one or two. I know it's painful, and I know it's a, I guess you'd say, a hard thing to talk about if you've been made, if you've been made to feel bad and stupid and stuff. It's not your fault, guys. It is the crooks who try and do it to you. So if you've been taken in by a Nigerian prince who wants to give you $2 million, if you've been taken in by a phone scam where they want you to pay them some money or give them something or give them your bank card details, if you've had that horrible experience, we'd like to hear from you here on the Retired People's Club, because we can then spread the word, tell them what your experience was like, and make people more aware. Okay. One more thing I'm going to mention, and then I'm going to go and make a start on doing some lunch, I think. And that's travel. Now, over the next, I guess, 3 or 4 weeks, or 4 or 5 weeks, we've got some travel booked, and I'm going to take you with us. We're doing quite minor trips. We're doing a little trip to the west of England and a little trip up the east coast here a bit. And I'd like to take you with us. You can come with us and see what we get up to each day and see what interesting things we happen to trip over. It'll be on both Retired People's Club and my own Old Geezer's Diary. And if you want to come along and have an interesting, hopefully an interesting time, please do. I hope you'll enjoy it. Okay. I'd also like to get some feedback from your good selves on, excuse me, I'm just looking at my floor, my goodness. I'd also like to get some feedback from your good selves on less able, disabled travel and holidays. I was talking to a good contact of ours, who I think is the man watching Mike. His parents find life a bit boring sometimes because they'd like to get out and do more, but they're both somewhat disabled, and they'd like to get a bit of advice on what kind of disabled travel they can get, where they can get a bit of a pleasurable break and nonetheless have their disabilities catered to. If you've had some experience of disabled travel that's been good, I would love to hear about it from you. Get in touch with me. I'm Chris. I'm at Retired People's Club on Facebook. Also, I'm on the Old Geezer's Diary on Twitter, and you can find any Old Geezer on YouTube. But the best place to get in touch with me is through Facebook, and that's Retired People's Club. Okay, I'm Chris. This is Retired People's Club. We're now going to do the thing where we go away. I'm going to press some buttons, hopefully, if I remember which buttons to press. That one. And I will see you, I think, very soon indeed. Take care, but get in touch, please.